Right behind you.
Oh. But can you see that what's so important? This is where man's, you know, you can put an image up on the wall. Look, you know, and that's how you do it. And that's how all that came from, you know. That's very important, that mathematics, and that's what you'll be doing. So are we going to, I'll leave that here and it come out itself. Hopefully it's a little quiet, but that's what it's for. To show the image. Have you the seal, John?
We have the seal, Billy, yeah.
There's another one.
Will we do that first?
Well, I think it would be nice if, will I read the proclamation first?
You have to, yes, yes.
And then you might turn the seal, and then we'll do whatever.
Wait a second, I'll get my...
All them stones are gone out here, the whole fucking lot of them. They have to be taken away now. Top one is gone. No, we never did. Look, it was up there. There's two of them gone. That's one. No, that's one. That's one of them, but the other one, the fucking top one, is fucking gone. I'll recognise it if I see it. I know.
I have a
fucking gone.
Right. Have we a tricolour? We haven't.
We have a tricolour, yeah, we're going to do it.
Who's going to hold the tricolour?
Yeah, maybe the two Berlin to hold the tricolour, yeah? You want to wait for Howard and the yeah?
Howard, how are you doing? You well? Two stones missing again. Yeah, one of them is gone now. Looks like.
The other side of the stone.
Right.
That's exactly it now. Another bit.
That's it. Right, we're all ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, all members of the Irish and Fenian Republican Brotherhood, that's the Stone of David. And the history of it is that this site is 45,000 years old as a sacred site to the Celtic and Irish people. And that stone circle is 5,000 years old. And Newgrange was all from this mathematics and science, and Jerry will be doing that over there when we finish this. But sitting on that stone, I had to do it, and that's our sovereignty. It comes from, and I'll show you, David, you can probably pass it around. I had it ready, but no. It's here. It's here. Yeah.
What would you like this?
The first one. Right.
Where would you like this to be put?
Oh, yeah. They put them up there on that one is where they sit.
Show me how to put them, like, because they have a certain...
They have. That's one.
And this one is correct.
Yeah, turn them in. That's correct. Well done, you. And you see, that's the sun box and so on. But you can pass that around. It's not very good image, but that's King David, which we're here. Look, and there's the harp. So if you pass it around that. So I think we're ready to go. John?
Yeah, I'll kick it off.
Have the tricolour. I have to hold the tricolour. You're all right. Just stay there. No. Now, I'll put that in there. Yes, John, off you go.
Public Nahairn, the provisional government of the Irish Republic to the people of Ireland. Irishmen and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army. Having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment and, supported by our exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms. Standing on that fundamental right and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world, we hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to, and hereby claims, the allegiance of every Irish man and Irish woman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which have divided a minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole people of Ireland, and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women, the provisional government, hereby constituted, will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice, inhumanity or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDermott, Thomas McDonough, P.H. Pearce, Eamon Kent, James Connolly and Joseph Plunkett.
Well done, you. And I'll read, and we'll turn the seal.
Seal, yes, how I want to do the honours.
So, Anno Domini is 2023, and I, William James McGuire, elevated and turned the sovereign seal of Dáil Éireann AD 12 strings, a Christian symbol and ethos, from the rising sun to the setting sun, from north to south and from east to west, from wrong to right and from evil to good, and from pagan to Christian to sovereign, as in the 1916 proclamation. And I claim sovereignty over all elements, earth, air, fire and water, and all therein and thereof, on behalf of the sovereign citizens and the sovereign Republic of Éire, man's intellect and reason. That's the rising sun to the setting sun, from north to south and from east to west, and from pagan to Christian to sovereign, as in the 1916 proclamation, man's intellect and reason. And the seal is in there if anyone wants to see it, and that's what it's for. And that's, we're going to challenge, what is the sovereign seal doing up in the coat of arms of the Crown of England and on the Royal Courts of Justice? They don't have sovereignty. That's why it's there. It's royalty they have. And you have to go back to the conflict of, in 1912, when the Ulster Volunteers were founded. Guinness's Lord Rothschild and Rupert Kipling and others donated 250,000 to buy the top-class German guns, to cause mayhem and savagery and brutality in our state, which as they have done for the last 100 years. In 1913, the Irish Republican Brotherhood found Ógla na hÉireann and as a defence force to protect the people and their sovereignty and their assets and all our territory right down the Irish Sea to the United States and Canada, the largest territory in Europe. And I think it's shocking, 111 years later, nothing is still done about it. And I think you're going to do it now. And we want to know what that sovereign seal. The Garda Síochána are 7 strings on their buttons. The Defence Force 8 strings. All the harps and sovereign seals you see. And on the money, who had that nice coin? Who gave them permission? Jerry, have you that coin? You see that? Who gave them permission to Europe to put that on our money? And look at the back at Europe. Nobody. You know, they're not. It's the Free State. And look, we have to have our sovereign government. If you happen so, and you look at your passport, I'll hand that back to you. You know, where would you go into a shop and they tell you, oh, that's a euro, and where would you go? Look at this, see, on the money. You know, will you pass it around?
Yep.
And you see your passport. Where would you go without that on your passport? That's Ogden Ahern's sovereign seal. And what's it doing on the coat of arms of the Crown of England? They don't have sovereignty, it's royalty they have. And they can't have a court without that. And the way Irish people are treated, I'm referring to the Guildford Four and the problem about Vaughan's Hotel, which they gutted, Hugh Coveney, it's the only place the IRA can say the war is over, because they're Ogden Ahern. And here we have all this, and no one knows anything about it. That's the crescent moon. That's how you build your ship. That's the strings, the hieroglyphics. There's the sun box, the sun. Everywhere you turn that, look, there's the crescent moon. And all mathematics, all science, all astronomy. And they're all here. And Jerry's going to do that when you're going to sit on that stone. And I'm just renewing my allegiance to the House of David, and that's what I think we're all doing. So I have my seal. Have you that King David thing? If you want to pass that around to them.
Yeah, it's passed around, yeah.
It's hard to see it, but that's actually King David playing the harp. But the point of the whole issue is that's all the mathematics, and it's all to do with Britain. But that's very good.
Sorry. How are you doing?
Can you see it?
I did. I had to read the book.
Yeah, but you can get better than that up in the thing. But that's the stone of David, which is so important.
Right there, buddy.
Yeah. We stick that in there.
Stick it in one game.
That one.
There.
And then there is.
There's the half stone. There's some other half stone is there.
So throw that into in there. That all fitted. Yeah. And shooting. I'm going to. This is the sovereign seal of the Sovereign Republic of Ireland. This is Ogden Ahern's seal. So I'm going to sit on the stone and I'll take a harp. And that's what I had to do. But that stone, as you know, Cromwell came here and his son-in-law Arton, and they defaced those stones, and that Holocaust was paid for by the Jews in Amsterdam. And why doesn't that come out? We don't want any of that anymore. But I'm giving my allegiance again, the sovereignty of God and the sovereignty of mankind. And that's the stone of David. And we're looking after his planet Earth and our civilization. So help us God. And that's it. So simple. And there you are. And that's where you come from. And you can do all those mathematics here that I've showed you. The abacus, how men learn to count. There's hieroglyphics. Everything. Look on that. Look. Everything on it. And you know, you have north, south, east and west. And that's all done here today. And that comes from the 21st of January. You know that it came. And then on the winter solstice of the 21st of December and the summer solstice. And we'll see the string as the sun ran across there, went up into the sky, and went down in the west. They didn't know where it went to, and they followed that. Look, with the string. Is that one got the string? They followed it in their minds with a string, and that string, it came around, so they discovered that, look, there's your string on the end of it here. That's important, that. So it went around and came down underneath and came up here, so they knew then that's east, that's west, and north is behind you, and that's the sun at the top of the sunship. But it's so important to understand that all that technology, like cinemas, putting an image up on the wall, painting, everything, that's where it comes from. And it comes from your intellect and reason and your five senses. And I showed you on the road, there's the sunship and that's the moonship, two together. You were born in the image of God, that you can understand that. And it's all that information is there on that stone. So I would like you to sit on the stone, John.
I
Please.
accept the invitation with honour.
Have you the seal?
I have the seal, yeah.
You have your seal.
I have indeed. The Irish Republican Brotherhood in Óglaigh na hÉireann. Declaration and Deed of Renunciation. Whereas, in the demarcated year of 1916, in the 4th month and the 24th day, by the organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, with descriptive rights for the people of Ireland, declaring the ownership of Ireland and the unfettered control of Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible, being enshrined within the proclamation of the Irish Republic as a sovereign independent state, with the life pledge to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare and of its exaltation among the nations, with guarantee of religious and civil liberty and equal rights and equal opportunities for all in pursuit of happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, with the constitution of the provisional government for military and civil affairs, with the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, and with the enshrined script of rights being sustained and maintained for the people of Ireland in public domain by the organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, annually since the demarcated year of 1916, and there being no dispute or objection raised by any foreign government or power to the enshrined script of rights of the demarcated year of 1916. The organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood and Óglaigh na hÉireann hereby declare this first day of the 8th month, 107 years hence, the demarcated year, by this deed of renunciation, that the 1302 Papal Bull Unum Sanctum by Pope Boniface VIII and any subsequent trusts derived thereafter and therefrom hold no power or effect for conveyance to another the rights given by God to the sovereign people of Ireland. And I, John D. Flanagan, pledge my allegiance to the House of David.
Well done, John. Is Dolores here?
Dolores is right here.
Oh, there you are. Just your allegiance. You can read whatever you like. Absolutely.
Irish Republican Brotherhood. Declaration and Deed of Pronunciation. Whereas in the demarcated year of 1916, in the 4th month, on the 24th day, by the organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, with the script of rights for the people of Ireland, declaring the ownership of Ireland and the unfettered control of Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible, being enshrined within the proclamation of the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, with the life pledge to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations, with guarantee of religious and civil liberty and equal rights and equal opportunities for all, in pursuit of happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, with the Constitution of the Provisional Government for Military and Civil Affairs, with the cause of the Irish Republic, under the protection of the Most High God. And with the enshrined script of rights being sustained and maintained for the people of Ireland in public domain by the organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood annually since the demarcated year of 1916, and there being no dispute or objection raised by any foreign government or power to the enshrined script of rights of the demarcated year of 1916. The organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood hereby declare this first day of the 8th month, 107 years hence, the demarcated year, by this deed of renunciation, that the 1302 papal bull Unum Sanctum by Pope Boniface VIII and any subsequent trusts derived thereafter and therefrom hold no power or effect for conveyance to another the rights given by God to the sovereign people of Ireland. Signed on behalf of the organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, William James Maguire, Fionn Coughlin, Howard Hughes, John Caulfield, Marcus Roos, John Flanagan, Eamon McCarthy, Niall Murphy, James Nuster, Eileen Tackney. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done, you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd just like to say it's so important we know the conflict, and that's 1912 when the Ulster Volunteers were founded, and when Guinness's Lord Rothschild and Rupert Kipling put up the money to arm them, they became the UVF Army, and as a consequence of that, the Defence Forces carry 8 strings IV on their seal and 7 for the Garda Síochána. But the Irish Republican Brotherhood found Óglaigh na hÉireann as a defence force, and that's where that comes from. And my family bought Vaughan's Hotel, 29 Parnell Square, as the headquarters of Óglaigh na hÉireann. You ask people today, where's the headquarters of Óglaigh na hÉireann? Where's your sovereignty from? They don't know. They don't teach them anything about it. It's so important. And it's so important, and I think the Lord is going to do it from tomorrow on, that when you go into court, you write to the court clerk and you ask him that you want your case heard under the Sovereign Constitution. And the very first article in the Sovereign Constitution is the sovereignty is inalienable. Nobody can touch that, and it cannot be put before an electorate. And that's what Winston Churchill did on the 16th of June 1922. And that split the IRB in two, and it's been fraudulently done since. And it's time that Britain told us they don't have sovereignty, it's royalty they have. And it's in time that they respected the sovereign seal of Óglaigh na hÉireann. I would like to know, what's Óglaigh na hÉireann's sovereign seal doing up in the coats of arms of the Crown of England and on the courts, the Royal Courts of Justice? That's what they're getting, and they totally abuse that sovereignty. We're not going to allow that. You know, they have to come to some arrangement. If they, and you have, I think John has very cleverly done it, whether it is in our courts or on the courts of justice in Britain, they had to ask the Irish Republican Brotherhood and Óglaigh na hÉireann for permission to use that sovereign seal, and I think that's crucial. You know, and well done you for doing it, and well done too for you coming here today and learning about our sovereignty. If you haven't sovereignty, you don't own your land and your house. And look at Vaughan's Hotel. It was Hugh Coveney that gutted it. You know, all this collaboration, and I think it was shocking to see the GA which was the foundation taking off that sovereign seal, an era off the medal. And the money, we showed you the money a minute ago, who gave their permission to use that sovereign seal in Europe? Nobody. And those misfortunate guards and soldiers going off to other countries, that's it there, look. You know, what we have is unique. Look, there's the sun ship, the moon ship, you can put those up there, you can see on that man's image and how to put an image. And that image became your television and cinema and everything else. Where's Jerry? He disappears and he leaves me the money.
Will we let Howard take a seat?
Howard, would you please take your seat? Jerry, the money.
Declaration and Deed of Renunciation. Whereas, in the demarcated year of 1916, in the 4th month of the 24th day, by the organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, with the script of rights for the people of Ireland, declaring the ownership of Ireland and the unfettered control of Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible, being enshrined within the proclamation of the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, with the life pledge to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations. The guarantee of religious and civil liberties and equal rights and equal opportunities for all in pursuit of happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, with the constitution of the Provisional Government for military and civil affairs, with the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, and with the enshrined script of rights being sustained and maintained for the people of Ireland in public domain by the organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood annually since the demarcated year of 1916, and there being no dispute or objections raised by any foreign government or power to the enshrined script of rights of the demarcated year of 1916. The organisation of the Irish Republican Brotherhood hereby declare on this first day of the 8th month, 170 years hence, the demarcated year, by this deed of renunciation, that the 1302 papal bull Unum Sanctum by Pope Boniface VIII and any subsequent trusts derived thereafter and therefrom hold no power or effect for conveyance to another the rights given by God to the sovereign people of Ireland. I hereby pledge my life force, genius, and whatever God has given me to the Republican Brotherhood and to the House of David.
Welcome. Thank you. Now, would anybody like to sit on that seal? And it's the stone of David, and you just that we look after his planet Earth and our civilization. So help us God. That's all you have to do. Anyone and those children, if they want to do it, they're more than welcome to do it.
You don't have to all look, you can just look away. Thank you.
And that's John's. And welcome to House of David. Does anybody else want to sit on that stone? John, you give me. I don't even know how. Oh, I don't really know.
That's a good way to have a picture.
Did you do that? Are you going to do it?
I think yes.
House of David.
In my belief, it's like if I'm not invited, you just can't go and run.
Yeah, you can do it. And the sun came out for us. And that's important, the images up at that, you know, because that's television and everything else where it comes from.
Should hang them back, John.
Thank you. Welcome to the House of David.
Just defend it, doesn't matter.
Thank you.
See, every time I'm coming to you, you always give me shamrock. So I go to our flowers.
What is that?
It's like basically it's cliffhanger. This is the way it's called in Romania. It's our national symbol.
Oh, lovely.
And I'm surprised I found them because it's the first time when I actually see them naturally in my life. So yeah.
And there's my piece of shamrock.
I actually, do you remember when I told you so?
I do.
Yeah. And I said I will harvest seeds and give to all the members in order for them to grow it and have it. You know, it is important.
It is. Thank you. And welcome to the House of David.
Robert speaks about the women's again.
Yeah?
Robert still talks about the women.
Thank you, and welcome to the House of David. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to the House of David. Thank you. Welcome to the house of David. Thank you. Welcome to the house of David. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to the house of David. Thank you, and welcome to the house of David. Are you going to the house of David? Huh? Mick.
Thanks, John.
Welcome to the house of David.
Thank you, Dave.
Welcome to the house of David.
Thank you.
Leo.
Take the seat, David.
Does Leo want to?
Hold on to the harp. Nice and gentle. Come on over here now and I'll lift you up on the stone.
I
You can sit up with him if you want to.
Just keep the harp in your lap and then hold your hand on that and then just push away.
He's inside there already.
Just by the sovereignty of the and the heart to boy and seem to join.
Now, welcome to the house of David. Shake hands
Shake Chloe's hand.
and give that back. Sean. There you are.
And from Leo.
Anna. Well, it's important day. And I think, you know, welcome to the house of David. But I mean, to have this holding here in sovereign seal up in the coats of arms on the crown and the royal courses, and to see what they did to Birmingham and the Guildford foe. But there's no justice for Irishans. They have to, but get permission to use that seal. And that's their sovereignty. It's our sovereignty. That's how they got into Europe and everything else. And desecrating it, they don't care. If they care next week. Welcome to the house of David.
Thank you.
Did you try and turn out? Well done, you. Yeah, imagine how old this is, you know. 5,000 years to these stones and 45,000 is a sacred site. Welcome to the house of David. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the house of David. Oh, there's a serious competition. Are you going to sit on the stone and play? Right. This is serious stuff.
That isn't good enough, is it, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Play a tune?
You like the whole seal?
I would.
And Billy's harp as well.
And are you can use your own harp if you want.
Where is it?
Do you want a harp or do you want to do it on your own?
Will I play a tune?
Yeah, when you do it, you take it just what you want to do. Allegiance to the house of David.
Okay. I'll play a tune, will I?
Yeah. Welcome to the house of David.
Before you do that, John, maybe you know if you want to do it just if you don't mind, John, yeah.
I'll just take the harp. Thank you. say. I pledge my allegiance to the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and I pledge my allegiance to the House of David. So bless me God. Thank you. I forgot to say
Welcome
that.
to the House of David.
Thank you.
Is that everyone there?
Fiona, where have you
Can
gone?
we just
Have we
give
finished?
one round of applause to Billy, please?
Oh no, I
Because
don't.
none of you put these on to the right just
No, no.
now. None of you.
And what about the flag holders? You wanted to sit on the stone? You wanted the House of David?
She's in, she's in.
Oh, they,
Everyone is in.
everybody in?
Except Rover. Rover wasn't.
Grover?
Over.
You want to go into the house, David?
Do you want to sit in the stone of David? Where is he?
He's there.
Grover, stop talking.
Sinan, you're up again.
Isn't that the way?
He's been drinking it all. Look at the cut of him. I have to keep him under control.
But it's, do I need to hold something up?
Leave that stick down.
King Solomon.
That's it.
The House of David.
The House of David. What do I do next?
You just say that your allegiance to the House of David, whatever you want to say.
My allegiance to the House of David and all that belong to it.
And look after his plans right now, civilization from all the methods here. You want to, so help me God. That's what you want to say? You say it yourself.
No going back now, Sean. No more dirty thoughts.
Well, I invoked them that they might inspire the Irish rugby team.
Oh yes, very important.
That we have.
Welcome to the House of
Thank
David.
you, thank you, John. Yeah, delighted to be involved.
Carmen, these are yours. We're going over now to the centre. And what else is yours?
That's ours, yeah. And
Cookie, who put down that stone? Jerry?
Jerry?
Did you put the stone down?
Pardon?
Who put down the stone? We have to put it up again.
Oh, I don't know who put that down, but there's one missing. I know where it is. I knew Rob the other one.
Can you put that up?
Yeah, I got the first one first.
There's another one.
They keep taking the stone. You see, because
Are we bringing this over?
they want this.
I had a vision one day that we have to take the stone and it has to be kept on the same.
You have to put something around it. They're taking pieces of it.
Billy, are we bringing this
The Hebrew
over?
people. Sorry,
Are we bringing this over?
that's the sonship carrying the two 5-string harps that were on the Ark of the Covenant. That's what that represents. And it's coming this way. Turn it the other way, it's going the other way.
Well, green on top, always green on top.
That's the one that was missing, Billy.
That's strength. Well done.
And that fella goes on top.
You sure in the bottom of the sea.
You can.
You sure?
That's where it's supposed to go, but you can turn them around if you want to unbalance it.
No,
And then we're missing one. No, that's it.
that's it.
That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the Sunday.
Billy, will you stand in front of it so I can get a picture?
Yes. Well, you don't know they broke it and they were taking it back to
Will you stand next to it so I can get a picture?
me.
Yeah.
I can, of course. Here, sitting here. Come in here. Yes, we've been photographed. Well, what do you think of our ceremony?
I don't.
Had to be there. You know, if you can recover after all that, we're going over to Jerry.
Do you need this one?
That's the Mappa Mundi. And
Be careful, there is another one underneath. And we take this one.
yeah,
Billy, were you standing there for a picture?
I've done it.
Another
Oh,
one.
which one? Fiona, what happened to your music?
You want to hold one and I hold one?
Okay, go on.
Is Howard is gone?
Howard had to go, yeah.
Very good.
Well done.
Can I have just one Billy and John?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Well done, you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Davis taking over.
In fact, there's a little fruits now today.
These are can have you all your John on?
Yeah.
Why are you not playing your harp?
We can get it here or at the centre, whatever you think.
Play a tune.
Billy, can you give us a second?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's your sovereignty.
Let's have all the keys with Billy and John. Come on, let's have a photo. What's your name?
Start in the photo.
Would you like to hold the seal?
Do you want me to take a photo on your camera?
No.
Nice and gentle. Okay.
No one's taking a photo on mine.
Okay. No, wait, hang on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
That's a quick one.
Come on in there. One more time. The biggest child.
Alright, guys. It's a lovely bit of sunshine.
Well done, everyone. Wonderful stuff. Well done, guys.
James, make me a
Thank you very much.
Billy is back in the photo, but I wouldn't be as far as you.
Billy is looking great every time.
Leo, here's second couple.
My good side.
Billy was no bad side.
You're very kind, John.
Let's take this one.
Well done, John. That's lovely. With all these over here. It's your sovereignty. But I think never said we know where it comes from. We'll be telling you for all thousands of years, but this is what we're referring to. They know all that. They just don't want you to know it. And they have to. They can't desecrate our sovereignty. And they're going to get permission from the judge. Has to get permission over there to have a phone. It's not legal to valid going without it.
Now's the time.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We go to the middle and Jerry's going to give us a... Jerry?
Yeah, that's the radian, 57 from the north. If you measure down, that's the radian. And if
I had.
there now, look. That's going over.
Well, how are you?
Another pleasure to see you again today, Bill.
And you
have to
too.
say. Good man.
The House of Davis,
You're
so
a mighty
important.
man, and I'm very honoured.
Well,
Thank
no,
you
it's
very
so
much.
important that's the Ogden the Heron sovereign seal that's up in the coat of arms of the Crown of England. And our own as well, they don't recognise us, and that has to stop.
And if we divide that
And
by
you know, I'm
the
delighted for the
radius,
youngsters to have sat on the stone too, you know, it's
Oh,
powerful
it's-
stuff.
You know, this is very old. 45,000 years for a sacred size and 5,000 for the stones. And what was Cromwell and Ireton doing here? You're destroying it.
I have to go up and have a look.
But we don't want to live in a world without God.
There were stones out
Thank you again for being here.
We'll do the mathematics now of all this. That's important to put that up in the... You know, that's your image of television and everything. That's where it comes from. Your intellect. You saw that, how you do. That's the heart. And the pyramid speech, all that mathematics are here.
Yeah, just
It just shows you how significant and powerful this place is.
Yeah. Jerry? Don't tell me he's going to put
So that's that, honey. Is that looks familiar? That's the seat there. Yeah.
As I say, people. Just at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. All right. I know.
That's the Star of David. And it's on their flag, you know. And that's the Mappa Mundi.
Better get my shoes.
Mappa Mundi, the map of the world. And you see this light and shade on it? That's all they had. That's Chris Columbus. Only for that, he couldn't have.
Heliocentric model over here.
That's all right. I won't say anything, Jim.
No,
but
we're that's the biggest con job of all time.
He's talking.
Because that's what we work off.
My goodness,
That's the biggest. That's the big con. Turning the flat into the heat. That's how clever they were.
And back again. Yeah, exactly.
That's so clever. I know.
Yeah, you can put the harps and things there. On
I'm waiting for the lads to come over.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Ask the Loris if you come over.
There you are, put it down there. Any place there. Yeah.
Ask the Loris.
No, go up
Hey,
to
come
Billy.
on.
Yes, well done. Where's Jerry?
I'm here, Billy.
Oh.
So what will I
this
do?
is- Well, you want to tell him about Lochar and the mathematics.
All right.
Star of David, and
Yeah.
there you are, all that.
That there. That's the sovereign territory.
There beside that one, that's, yeah, and the harp. Lovely. Well done, you.
Okay, give us a thumbs up there if you have. So, folks, a circle, there's two circles here, as you know. The diameter of the inside one is 150 and the diameter of
Is
the outer
John
one
here?
is 210.
Oh, you're there. What? Tell us about the symbols. What's that?
That's pi. That's actually the size of pi.
And that's here.
That's actually the size of what they left pi carved in stone in this country. It's up in County Kildare. If you measure the area of the James Stephen stone, it's 1,000 times pi. If you calculate from the radius here to the outer mound and from the radius to the outlying stone there, you can calculate pi as 22/7, and you have to have that in order to find out how many degrees is in the circle. But they gave us a big hint to how many degrees is in the circle, because the inside diameter is 150, the outside diameter is 210, and if you add 150 to 210 you get 360. So, you know, everybody knows there's 360 degrees in a circle. It hasn't been proven anywhere. It's nowhere on the internet, but it can be done. This is the Mappa Mundi, as you probably know from down in Askeaton. Now, all of the see the angles there, the 15 degrees, and like your 2,160 years. That's a 12-month calendar of the Great Era Procession, and all of the numbers on the Billy Guire stone and the John O'Mahony stone, they explain all these numbers that's on this clock here. I'll go back to this while you sec. We all know the heliocentric model of the universe, folks. A lot of people reckon we aren't living in a flat world, but the biggest trick of all was the heliocentric model. And if you're on this here is where the Earth would be if we were going around. Just give me a small bit of light there, thanks. If we were going around the sun, and you can see that's where the Earth would be on the spring equinox. And the reason why you measure from the spring equinox is that let's call it the center point of the sun, the axis of the sun is parallel to the axis of the Earth in this model. So that's where you start, and you know the way the sun goes around. You can see by the light and the shade there, you're coming over, you're coming around. Now you're at the summer solstice here. You can see that there was a green dot. Where is it? Oh, it's there, look. You can see the green dot there. When that comes into the sun, look, it's almost in there already. That's a very, very long day. Gone again. Then you come around to the winter solstice. And the reason why the day is so short in the winter solstice is that, you know, by the time the sun comes, the Earth comes into the sun, and it's gone again so quickly. It's all because of this model that we use. But others say that it's not that, it's the flat Earth and the sun goes like that. So the ancient spirals we have in this country, you can see the spiral goes like that. But it doesn't go backwards because the sun continues in the same direction all the time. That's the hardest one to explain, is if the spiral goes like this, why doesn't it go like this? It's just the way it's worked out. Whoever did it was very, very clever. You can see that's north, due north. The monastery in Askeaton was purposely built at 23.4 degrees to the west. So they were showing us the inclination of the heliocentric model of the Earth down in Askeaton. That's how clever they were. And they managed to leave 41 there, the number 41 there twice. And if you look at this model, heliocentric model, if you start here, it takes the Earth 41,000 years to go from there to there and back. And they left that not once but twice. So you could nearly argue that we've been measuring time in this country for 81,000 years. And a man by the name of McCarthy, when they got into the Great Pyramid first in the Queen's Chamber, what he found was, the astronomical maps inside there, and they went back 51,000 years. So there's an argument that this stuff could have began here. The fact that this is the only country in the world where you can find pi carved in stone, because if it was carved anywhere else, we'd know about it. And that's the actual size of pi. That's all exact. The radian is on there. If you add this angle to this angle to this angle here, that's an ohm letter, as you can see yourself. You get your 360 degrees. And there's another line here carved on a stone, and that's 125.664 degrees. And if you divide that by that 40 degree angle, there's your 3.14. So all that information was left here. Like I said, the area of the James Stephen stone there is 1,000 times pi. They showed us 1,000. They showed the most important angle in the circle is the radian. Look, you can see it there now, that's lined up, okay? That's the major alignment in this circle here, it's the radian. And if you divide 360 by 2 pi, you get your radian. And all of the measurements that we use today, you know, the meter, the foot, the inch, the furlong, the circumference of the outer mound here is a furlong exactly. That's not by coincidence. And there's the radian. And if you follow that line from here, you can see the owl on the stone over there. That's the owl of wisdom sitting on the stone there. And that owl of wisdom keeps an eye on the serpent of wisdom out on Inishvikalon. And it hits the tail of the serpent where they used to light the fire. That's the major alignment of the circle. What else is there?
Just Jerry, about the sun coming here in the summer and winter solstice.
Oh yeah, good. I'll show you that
piece of string.
Go on, Bill, you do that bit there. I'll put this back in here now.
That piece of string represents the sun coming here, and it comes along and goes up and into the sky and down. That's how they got that measurement, and they knew that was east, west, north and south. And that's from Christopher Columbus. You see the light and shade on that? He couldn't have gone to America without latitude and longitude, and that's where it comes from. You know, it's so important that you know where these things are. But the shade is so important in things, you know, to take the measurements. And that's what Christopher Columbus did. And that's crucial, the Star of David, you know. And they have it on their flag, and they tried to take that stone, as you know, but it didn't work. But look, it's all here. Isn't it time that we sort of, you know, the history we have. And we have to ask, we will not allow the sovereign seal of Odlin Ahern to be desecrated. You know, it's on your passport, as you know, and every place else. And I mean, it's such, we should not allow it, you know, because you won't go any place without that. And it's the same with the money. It has to have that sovereign seal in it. If it doesn't have it, it's only a piece of metal. Yes, Jerry?
When Billy showed us the sunship and the moonship, folks, you know, the sunship and the moonship, and you bring them together, if we put our 3 fingers together for some reason, that's more or less an 80, 60, 40 triangle. If you go to the entrance of the circle and put your fingers up at the entrance, you stand back, you'll get that triangle here at the entrance. And what's happening here in this circle is, that's the entrance triangle. And what's happening here is, this is what's happening. Look, that triangle is being turned 280 degrees, and that's your exit triangle there. But what's happening is, your 60 and your 40 are being inverted for some reason. I don't know why that is, but that's just the way it is here. So,
and you look at that, look, there's your sundial, your compass and your wheel. Can you see it on it?
Yeah. You're in the sun there now, I know.
You see that?
Yeah.
So that doesn't tell you any, that tells you the truth. Jerry, I think we should go for tea. Everybody's getting exhausted. You've too much knowledge, Jerry. And thank you kindly.
Thanks very much, Billy. Thanks very much, Jerry.
Jerry, thank you, Bradley. Well done.